Well, believe it or not, that's the best I've ever used. It will burn extremely fast and hot. Now you want to chop a little notch right at the end about here somewhere. Lightly fried up moose meat. Here we go. Gonna go in the woods again today? Yeah. Cut some wood, have a boil up. Gonna be a wonderful day out there today, guys. The sun is just coming up. Some bannock today for our campfire. You guys always ask me what my bannock recipe is, and it's very simple. I'm going to put about 1.5 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a bit of salt, which is completely optional, and a bit of brown sugar, which again is optional. Now you can throw whatever you want in there, chocolate chips, or raisins, or M&Ms. Give it a bit of a stir, and then just add water until it kind of gets pasty. You don't want it too runny, right? And you got to be careful. There's a point where it's like critical. It goes from the best kind to too runny. That's pretty good there now, huh? Almost like a pizza dough consistency. You take it and you lay it in a pan or wrap it around a stick. Get out of the way, you. Ruining my camera shots. So it's about minus 20 degrees Celsius, which is about minus 2 Fahrenheit. Bit of a chilly morning. Beautiful, beautiful day here in the big land, Labrador, once again. Sunny morning, cold. We finally got some cold weather. Just about 3 or 4 days of it now has been like minus 25, 22, minus 30, nice and cold. We had a little bit of snow since the last video. Still not enough, but I think today, just picking around the cabin. I made up that bannock. I was going in the woods today. We're going to cook that bannock over open fire. Started thinking about a pizza then, as I had my hands in the dough there. And it's just as simple as that. I think I'll bake a pizza for supper. I usually store my wood for my outdoor kitchen down here, and it's pretty much all gone. There's a couple there up under the snow there, and that means I'm getting into my winter supply of wood for the cabin. So, what I like today, because it is cold, I like to go find a nice dry juniper. Actually, it's a larch or a tamarack, but We usually call them junipers here for some reason. I don't know. So I'm going to head down across the lake, go find one of those dry junipers. And while I'm down there, I'm also going to show you a new technique. Did a couple times now when I got stuck real bad. And it might just, if you're getting a bad enough situation, it could save your life. So stay tuned. It's a very simple technique, but a good one all the same. You ready to go, Willow? Go for it down skidoo. Have a cook-up, cup of tea. Oh, yeah. People often ask me why I put my hitch pin upside down. Well, there's a reason for it. You will lose way less skidoo pins, toe pins, like this, if you put them in what seems to be bottom up. Anybody who's used those any amount of time can tell me why. Drop it in the comments. See who can get the answer. That's what we're looking for. Right there. Hey, my dog. Bit cold. I took the time. I got her coat out partway across the lake because it's a bit chilly coming across, so I didn't want her to be cold. Off you go. Let's go. Oh, we did get a bit of snow. I certainly wouldn't go anywhere without my snowshoes. That's a given. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me about my snowshoes. I bought these last spring. I tabulated over 300 kilometers I put on them. I bought them in Canada here in a place called Canadian Tire. It's a Woods brand. I don't know what they were, boy. 130 bucks or something like that. You get the BOA tying system there, strapping system. So I was skeptical, now I'm not. I'm a believer now. That's the best I've ever used. Simply put your foot in there like that, press the switch, and tighten them up. They are snug. Now you walk about 20 or 30 steps in that and then reach down and give them another couple of clicks. You're good to go for the day. Alright, here's what we're looking for, this dry juniper, and all the bark is off of it, still standing, it's dead. And I'm going to keep all these twigs here off of it, because that's good for starting fires. And though that kind of tree there like that, that will burn extremely fast and hot. You know, no good for overnight stuff in your stove or anything, because it's just too hot and it goes too fast. But for like baking this pizza today, ideal. So let's get this now and collect all the branches. And then I'm going to show you a nice technique for if you get stuck sometime by yourself, I could get you out. Hey, my dog, we've been stuck a few times, haven't we? She don't really like chainsaw. Starts up the chainsaw, she usually walks over by the skidoo. She thinks that's the safe zone or something. Hey guys, I just backed my Skidoo in there, and obviously it's not stuck. But the exact same thing I'm going to show you would be if it was stuck. The ultimate goal when you get stuck, especially if your track is spinning, is to get that track up in the air and then get stuff up and underneath it, like a log or two or some boughs or branches off trees to get some traction, and then she'll pull herself out. But if you're by yourself, or if she's full of snow inside the track, you can't lift that. You can try, but you can't. But here's a real quick tip that I've used a couple of times to get me out of a bind. So let's set it up. Alright, so step one is to get a stick. The biggest stick you got with the bottom on it. You know, you don't have to have a chainsaw for this axe or a buck saw. And start punching it down in the snow as far as you can get it. Nice and close to this bumper. That's not bad. I can tell she got a good footing there. Now this is always a bit of a guess, but I'm going to guess I'm going to cut this tree off at about right here somewhere. Okay, you want to cut it off too short. Better to cut it off too long in the beginning, because when you do put pressure on this in a minute, it still may want to go down in the snow a bit. So cut it off a little bit long and give it a try. Alright, next step, get your axe. Hopefully it's a nice Fisker's axe. They are the best. Now you want to chop a little notch right at the end about here somewhere. This one's usually a given. The second one you got to measure. Well, I chopped it too far, so I'll turn over and use this side. That's going to be the hook in the bottom of the bumper down there. As you can see right here now, like that. See that? The lip is going to hook in the bumper. Now, the next notch we got to cut is roughly here. Because we want it kind of fit right, kind of hook on the top of this post here. So we're going to mark that. Probably right here somewhere. Okay, so that's our first notch. The notch we got to cut back here is on the opposite side, down here. Completely bottom up from that one. See the mark right there? There you go. Not too far. Don't want to weaken the stick too much. Alright, let's see how it works. Now this stick here is a long stick. It's not real big. I'm going to try it. I think it'll be fine. You want a long stick because you may have it down in some deep snow. So the longer stick you got, the more of a lever you have. So this one will work for today, just for demonstration purposes. Alright. There's the bottom notch. And there's the top notch. Let's see how she rises. Now I'm going to move back here too, right? I'm going to move back this stick because I want it to be a nice bit of a lever, you know. There we go. Now I'm not putting very much force on this right now. Look at it from a different angle. Of course, that's only half the battle. You've got the Skidoo up in the air where you want it. How are you going to get something up and underneath the track? If you got someone with you, this would be a breeze. If you're by yourself, you got to do one more step here. I'll show you next. All right, just slides this long light stick there. And my goal now is to use this lever, and when I pull it down, I'm back in the back end of this stick and just push that stick right up and under the track. Okay. You see, I only got one hand on here now. Just lever, or I can just put my or I can just put my leg over it like this. So when you get to this point, it's almost effortless to keep that skidoo back up in the air. Now I'm going to take this stick, stick it right up underneath the skidoo like that. So now I got some space up under that track. You know what? If she was stuck right now, even riding on that log, she's probably going to go. But we can easily put some boughs in there, or sticks, jam them in on the sides of that now, and that will give them extra traction. So let's try that. That should be plenty. Again, if you had another person, or if I willow trained to put sticks up under the track, maybe next time teach you how to do that. That second person could easily put some sticks in that, and you could elevate this much higher even, you know. So, but we're by ourselves. So you get to this stage, you can leave your pole there, the base pole, take out the big one, and start her up and drive away, hopefully first shot. Alright guys, time for us to get some bannock and tea on the go. I ain't got no birch bark today. I'm going to use this quick fire paste. I don't use it very often, but give it a go today. Yeah, it's like toothpaste. Put a bit out in some sticks there where you want your fire to start. Here you go. It takes a little spark and that stuff to get her going. Your sticks on the top then. And let nature take its course. Fire starting. Like I say, that old dry stick is just like fire already. I'm going to cook this bannock a little different today, and another new cool product. I mean, it's just endless. This is a nice thick grill. Again, made by Winnerwell. Haven't used it yet. You can cook a steak or whatever you want on that, and just lay it right on the coals. This is your detachable handle right here, just like that. Make our bannock on it, and then use that to pick it up afterwards. It's amazing. As soon as you start a fire, willow is right there. Why? I have no idea. Unless it has something to do with food. Is there an association here, my dog? Maybe? Where's the birds? I think you're going to have to move a little bit too close to that fire. Don't want to catch you on fire today. Yeah, you got to get up. Come on, too close. Too close. Oh. Just nicely. she is done there. Get a bit of butter on here. Man, that Eve smells so good. That buttermilk. While I make myself a cup of tea. You must get your kettle going, or your cup, or whatever you got. Put little small twigs right around the circumference of your kettle. In this case, a mug. Those little sticks will catch on right fast and boil that water in no time. Oh, now look at that. Oh, fresh, warm buttermilk out of it. Nah, just like grandmother's homemade breads, fresh out of the oven. She won't turn it down. Bannock is good if you're outdoors all day like this, because it warms you up, and it's like sticks to your inside. You know, it gives you a good meal and keeps you full for a long time. So easy to make. I gotta show you guys something. It's hard to find a good GPS or satellite tracking device for your dog. I recently bought this one. It's called Trackamo. Give you a closer look at it here. And it wasn't cheap, you know, a couple $100. And it was meant to work on Wi-Fi, satellite, or cellular service. And it does work perfect on Wi-Fi or cellular service. But not on GPS. If you hold that out in your hand, flat like that, it'll achieve a signal. But I've had it in its proper sleeve. I've mounted it to the top of her collar. I've had it dangling like this where it can kind of, you know, hopefully reach a few satellites. Zero. Just does not work. Anybody got any suggestions for a good pet tracker? She doesn't roam very much, but I'm just worried sometimes, you know, it's nice to have that extra bit of security where you know where she is. So, anybody got any good tracking devices? Let me know. How does it work off a satellite? Well, oh my dear. It don't get much better than this. Well, guys, we're going to finish off this cup of tea. Last bit of bannock. Enjoy the sun. Soak up some vitamin D. And then we're going to hop on the snowmobile and go right back to the cabin. When it comes to supper time, I'm going to bake a nice pizza. Show you a few glimpses of that before we go. But in the meantime, thanks for coming along with us today. Hopefully you picked on some of these tips. And if you got some tips of your own, leave it for us to enjoy as well. So until next time, guys, take care of each other, get outside, and enjoy everything outdoors. And we'll see you next time. Guaranteed. Fresh mushrooms. This is actually lightly fried up moose meat. Look at that now, guys. Ho ho ho, bubbling hot. Again, thanks for joining us today. Like and subscribe to catch us on the next video, where we'll be winter, camping, and ice fishing. Can't wait.